Wildcat Football Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the official U of A debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org.
Welcome to Wildcat Weekly, our debut show of the 2019 season with head coach Kevin Sumlin. Cats getting set for their season opener at Hawaii coming up on Saturday at Aloha Stadium. Coach, year two for you. What's the biggest difference between year one at this point and year two at this point going into your first game?
Well, I think the biggest difference probably is the fact that the players kind of know what to expect from us as coaches. You know what those expectations and what those standards are, and so there are less growing pains because you as a team understands that. Then some of the new guys that come into the program. Those players kind of help with that messaging. So I think from a maturity standpoint, we've grown a little bit, and you know all we've done is talk really about consistency all fall camp, and I think our guys have worked really hard and embraced that message.
There's so much work that goes in the month before the season starts, but really it dates back earlier than that. Tell us about the off-season conditioning program your players have gone through and the progress they've made.
Yeah, and Coach Brian Johnson does a great job with our guys. You know, after spring football, we still had a few weeks to kind of close out the spring. And then, our guys are here all summer to go to summer school and work out and 4-day-a-week lifting program, running. And so they've put in a lot of time, a lot of effort. And it was, it's kind of warm here in the summer. So, but, I look at our body compositions and our weight, not just weight, but body compositions look really good and have really improved since last summer.
There's a nice mix of experience on your team along with some new guys. I also count 26 players on your two-deep roster that have had a redshirt year. What value does that have for a young player growing up to have that extra year, that year really to, in some cases might be their first year or their second year to learn the system, to mature as a football player?
Well, it's a big deal because, you get out in some of these games, there's some grown men out there, 23, 24, 25 in some situations that we played against last year. And it can be a real advantage against a 17 or 18-year-old, right? So, it's what you do with that year, what you do with that experience. And as I said, I think Coach Johnson's done a nice job with our strength and conditioning program. I think academically, guys get more settled in. You kind of know what's going on now with classes and the stress level. That's why we try to travel as many guys as we can, utilizing the redshirt rule because, hey, getting on the road, traveling, going to some place, staying in a hotel, riding a bus, and getting booed for the next 3 hours is a little bit different than some of the high schools that they came from. And all that experience becomes important when you're trying to be a championship program.
Life is what you make it, full of endless possibilities and opportunities at every corner. In our fast-paced world, where you bank matters. Hughes helps you with what matters most, delivering dreams, adding value to your life, for you, your family, and your future. We are local, rooted in the community you call home. Join us on the journey of life. Hughes Federal Credit Union, recognized by Forbes as one of Arizona's best credit unions 2 years in a row.
Wildcat Football Weekly continues, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union. Forbes ranked Hughes one of the best credit unions in Arizona 2 years in a row. Learn more at hughesfcu.org/best.
Jace Whitaker had to sit out. We got a red shirt last year because of an injury. Just watching him the last month in practice, he has a great leadership role with the team. How important is it having him back on the field?
It's unbelievably important. We were at the other day, and we're trying to run this blitz, and I wasn't sure. It was like, and he was playing corner, and he called out the name of the blitz, told where the linebackers were going. He's a coach on the field, and he's got experience. He's got confidence. The players believe in him. He communicates well. You can tell that I'm excited that he's back.
Khalil Tate, the quarterback always is in the spotlight. Khalil Tate back for his senior year. I don't, and you know better than anybody, I don't think he let on how much the injury affected him last year. He is now healthy. So what have you seen out of him? I mean, obviously you saw before the injury last year his capabilities. What do you see from him right now?
Well, he didn't lead on last year, neither did I. So, you know, he's healthy. I think he is he's really working at the game. I think he's worked at his leadership. You know, on the field, off the field, just communication. And obviously, him being healthy, it brings back one of his strong suits, and that's being able to use his legs and run. So I'm looking forward to him. You know, he's excited about playing and being healthy, and we're really looking forward to see him perform this year.
Led by J.J. Taylor, depth at running back, could that be one of the great strengths of this team?
Yeah, it could be. I think. You know, we know what we have in J.J., you know, one of the leading rushers in the conference in the country, 1,400 and some yards. I think people forget that Gary Brightwell averaged over 5 yards a carry when he was in there. And then we've got the young guys. You know, when we saw Bam Smith last year in games, he was tough to tackle. You know, and the addition of Michael Wildcat has had some big scrimmages, a couple 80, 75-yard runs, and he's fast as a young guy. And Nate has really had a good spring and a good camp. So, yeah, we've got depth there. We need to have that kind of production that we had last year without just running JJ into the ground like we did last year.
Hawaii runs the run and shoot. I mean, it's a label on an offense. So for those who don't know, describe the run and shoot.
Well, it's been around forever, right? Jim Jones is a good friend, and you know, Hawaii's kind of known for that. They're primarily 4 wide receivers, whether they're 2x2 or 3x1. Utilize the space on the field, move the quarterback around a little bit, and then as soon as they spread you out, then they've got, you know, some big, strong running backs in there. 250-pound guy that makes it tough to tackle one-on-one inside, and so you know, it's they got a quarterback who's a big, strong guy, 6'4", 220, and threw for 3,800 yards last year and 38 touchdowns. So you know, they're going to use the whole field and spread us out, you know, run it, and then try to get it over our heads and throw it as many times as Coach Rolovich can throw it. All
right, Cats and the Rainbow Warriors, Saturday, 7:30 Arizona time is kickoff from Honolulu, and we'll see you next time on Wildcat Weekly.
Thank you for watching Wildcat Football Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the free U of A Visa debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
This will be my second season in Tucson. I've experienced what makes this community great: the landscape and culture, the energy of an internationally acclaimed university, the passion of the people who support our Arizona Wildcats.
Bring your friends and family and experience Wildcat traditions live. Get your tickets now. Visit ArizonaWildcats.com/FB or call 621-CATS.
Touchdown, Arizona!
Back the A.